Hey skaters, it's Stace here from Next Edge Tutorials, and this lesson today, I'm going to show you how to have a great practice on a busy session. So before we start this lesson, I want you to click on the link below in the description for your free PDF guide on how to start your figure skating journey. This is going to go over where to find your local ice skating rink, how to enroll in skate school, what coach to pick. So it just really lays out these key things on what you need to do in order to start your figure skating journey. So when you are ready, give it a click. So if I was a figure skater getting onto a session and I notice it's really busy, I'm gonna change the way I practice on that session. So the first thing that I want to do when I step on the ice, I wanna do 3 laps around, skating forwards, just doing some nice stroking. I'm not focusing on extension, I just wanna get into the ice. I wanna feel the ice underneath me, and I'm gonna do 3 laps around of just pushing like this. I'm just getting into the ice. I'm letting my arms be nice and relaxed, and then just feeling those edges work. So now that I've done 3 laps around, I'm gonna pick a spot on the ice because it's busy. I'm gonna work now between this red line and this blue line. As you can see, it's not very big, just a nice area like this. But I want to show you how you can be very productive in this small area. We're going to be looking at some steps, we're going to be looking at some jumps, and we're going to be looking at some spins and how you can fit everything in this small area. So the first thing that I'm going to start with are some exercises I'm really good at. So let's begin with some pumps. So we're going to go pump together, pump together, pump together, pump around. Now I'm going to add some upper body. Wasn't that just awesome? I was able to get great pumps in and then come back and use my upper body in this small space. It forced me to press those edges around, get my upper body involved. So that is our very first exercise. Now, our second exercise that we're really good at are some crossovers. So I'm gonna take a simple crossover. I'm gonna go forward crossover, feet together, pump around. Forward crossover, feet together, pump around. Now I can still fit in the crossover the other direction. So you might think, wait, how do we fit in crossovers going both directions? This is how. We go one way and then we come back around and then we go the other way. Now, our third exercise that we're gonna do, we're gonna challenge ourselves a bit more because I'm not really good at a mohawk or C-step yet. So I'm gonna take that C-step and I'm gonna hit up both directions because I wanna always be good at going both ways. So I'm gonna go C-step, step, together, then the other way. C-step, step, together. C-step, step, together. Do a nice pump around, and then repeat the exercise. C-step, and together. C-step, and together. C-step, and together, and then you can do a nice pump around. And then you can just go back and forth doing that exercise. If you don't feel comfortable doing that yet, like you're still a little bit more unstable, this is the great thing about practicing in a small area. You can come right over to the barrier and use that. So you can get comfortable going both ways of that C-step before you take it off the barrier because you're right there. Now, another exercise that you might not be 100% yet is the 3-turn. We're just gonna take a simple left forward outside 3-turn. So we're gonna go push, 3-turn, step, then pump around. And if you need to, you can slow down and then repeat it again. Push, 3-turn, step, nice pump around. You can come to a slight standstill if you need to. 3-turn, step, pump around. And then you can go the other way. So you can go right 3 turn, step, pump around, push, 3 turn, step, and pump around. So we've already accomplished a lot just in this small space by hitting up things that we're really good at and some things that we're not so good at, and just going back and forth. Now we are ready to do some jumps in a small area. So just like our warm-up exercises, I'm gonna pick a jump that I'm really comfortable with and one that I need to work towards. So the jump that I'm really comfortable with is a toe loop. And I want to make sure that I'm jumping away from the barrier. So I might look around, okay, no one's coming. I'm gonna go stroke and toe loop. Now, I look again, okay, no one's coming. So now I might make my entry a bit more trickier because I'm really comfortable with the toe loop. So I'm gonna do a C step. So I'm gonna go stroke, C step, and toe loop. And because I'm in this small area, I can always check to make sure no one's coming. And then you can do a little bit more speed if you'd like to going into that toe loop. You can do a bunny hop and then inside 3 turn toe loop. So you can try whatever you want. Now, the jump that I'm not so comfortable with, but I still want to practice because that's the jump that I want to do. One of my end goals is a flip jump. So I'm gonna come to the barrier because it's safe and I can get comfortable with the flip jump. So I might practice what my coach told me to do, come to the barrier, and I'm gonna practice my flip because I'm not quite secure enough to do it out there yet. So this is how you can practice jumps on a busy session with jumps that you're not quite comfortable with. So again, you can just go back and forth. The biggest thing that you want to do is make sure you're just understanding that there could be people around you and be aware of your surroundings. Every time before you tap in, just make sure no one's there because you don't want to accidentally hit someone and cause an accident that we could avoid. So practice those jumps that you're not comfortable with yet because they will be comfortable one day where you can pull them off the barrier. All right, so we've done our steps, we've done our jumps, now it's time for our spins. And because I can't go into the center and I have this little space right here, it's almost like a box, I'm gonna focus on my entry into that upright spin because I feel really confident with it. So I'm gonna focus on my arms, I'm gonna push under, I feel this nice pressure here, step, press around into an upright. And always focusing on that landing position out of your spin. So you can do that a couple of times. Have key things that you want to focus on and improve on those spins that are really confident and better. Now let's do one more. So I pull up, I push under, I press that outside edge, pull it up to a spin, and out. Now, the spin that I really want to work on is a back spin. So it doesn't take a lot of space. So you do want to make sure that you are away from the barrier because you don't want to ever push and then do a spin and then wind up hitting the barrier. So a little bit away from the barrier. I'm going to go arms up and I'm just going to work on that entry into that back spin. That just lifting up. So that's kind of where I need to start to understand a backspin is that pressure and then up and out. And as you can see, you can do this 20, 30, 40 times because it doesn't take a big area, but yet you're practicing that spin that you want to achieve by the end of the year. So as the session has gone on, I've noticed that it's starting to die down, which is perfect because now it's time for me to work on my program. Because I've already warmed up my skating skills. I've done my jumps that are in my program and I've done my spins that are in my program. So I wanna make sure that I always warm them up and practice them because when you hit your music, you wanna make sure that those elements are warmed up, ready to go. All right, that is the end of our lesson today on how to practice during a busy session. The main thing that I want you to take away from this is don't get frustrated. Don't worry if you don't have that training session that you wanted to have, that you're now having to slow everything down a bit more. You can work on other things. You can really hit up that backspin that you really want to get, or you can hit up that flip jump. So just remember, take your time. Don't worry if it's busy, because the next day you'll be able to use all that speed that you wanted, those big, beautiful edges, and run your program as many times as you want. Thanks for watching Next Edge Tutorials, and happy skating.